Since the beginnings of commerce, thousands of years ago, people have kept track of income and expenditure, profit and loss, assets and liabilities. Economists have helped us do the same for whole countries too, recording the financial flows that define GDP and national borrowing and unemployment numbers. As a result, in business, we're obsessed with increasing profit and rising share prices and increasing shareholder returns. In government, we're obsessed with growth in GDP whilst keeping unemployment, national borrowing and debt down. In both business and government, one of the most important concepts is the idea of maximising the return you achieve on whatever is your scarce resource. This is one of the most basic building blocks of management decision making and drives so much of what we do today. But, and this is a rather large but, for far too long we have given very little consideration at all to one of the most important scarce resources we have, the finite capacity of the planet on which we live. Over the last few years, many people have come to realise that climate change is beginning to have a profound effect on many lives, on many businesses, on many countries, exactly as a team from MIT forecast way back in 1972, having built the first computer model of the world. Many of us are also beginning to see profound effects on our day-to-day lives in other ways too, including the impact of the extensive pollution that runs through our supply chains. The good news is that there are practical solutions to these problems. Renewable energy and battery storage continues to get cheaper month by month. New technologies are emerging to improve the sustainability of our food systems. There's even the promise of technologies that can help to remediate the damage done on a massive scale. But affecting change in large, complex systems, the society in which we live, work and play, is hard. Industry structures are inflexible and vested interests are powerful and incredibly well financed. And whilst there is a huge amount of funding available for things like industrial scale solar PV projects backed by long-term power offtake agreements, there are very few investors who are prepared to back earlier stage pilot projects or initiatives where the short-term payback is insufficient to meet normal commercial targets. So we are delighted to bring you this special report by the Coalition for Green Capital on the growth of green banks. We'll explore the role of green banks and the types of risk they can help to address, and our guests will share their knowledge and experience of what has already been achieved in the US and around the world, as well as the opportunities that lie ahead. As ever, change requires clarity of long-term purpose and it requires teamwork. So thank you for joining us today. We help to bring out practical actions we can all take to drive some of these changes. Please do share a link to this with your friends. You can just point them to live.esgx.org. And if you are watching on YouTube, then please do use the like button below. As always, our discussion is live and interactive, and you can register for future episodes at esgx.org. Finally, thank you to our ongoing sponsors Pottinger and Hip Investor, thanks to whom ESGX Live is free, open to all and global. We very much look forward to the discussion.